Hello and welcome to the Army South News Update. I'm Major Jim Bono. In our first story, we take a closer look at a group of soldiers and civilians who work behind the scenes to ensure that soldiers returning from captivity experience a smooth transition. Army South's Frederick Hoyt has more.
Sergeant Bo Bergdahl's recent release after nearly 5 years in captivity by Taliban forces in Afghanistan and his subsequent return to active duty marked the 9th successful reintegration mission for U.S. Army South. Working diligently behind the scenes to ensure a successful reintegration mission is a group of dedicated soldiers and civilians that make up Army South's Personnel Recovery and Coordination Cell.
And what the Phase 3 reintegration is a service responsibility. Reintegration is really 3 different phases. Phase 1 and 2 are the tasks that the combatant commander does. Then it goes to the service that does Phase 3. What the service is responsible for is to bring in that service member back to the United States, doing the reunions with their family, continuing to do the medical care. We do the bulk of the debriefings and really start to do those tasks necessary to give the returnee control and predictability over their life.
To meet the many challenges of staying prepared, Sanders and his team conduct training twice a year on Fort Sam Houston. The training concludes with a rehearsal of concept exercise when key players complete a mock reintegration.
You know, as the OIC of the reintegration team, I get to oversee the operations, but we have multiple individuals that really make this process happen for us. And it is those individuals that really have the expertise and the knowledge to understand the process, and they really affect and interact with those returnees, and they make the difference in that individual's life.
The Department of Army designated Army South as the lead executive agent of the 3rd and final phase of the reintegration process. Reporting for Army South, I'm Frederick Hoyt.
Our next story takes us to Central America, where soldiers from JTF Bravo and Honduras recently deployed to El Salvador to conduct a joint medical readiness training exercise. Sergeant Robert Stevens files this report.
It's been several years since Joint Task Force Bravo sent members of their medical element to El Salvador. After a collaboration between the JTFB medical planners, medical liaison officers, and the El Salvadoran Embassy to plan and facilitate the event, Medell personnel and equipment were transported to La Poza, El Salvador on a joint expeditionary medical readiness training exercise by JTFB's 1st 228 Aviation Regiment.
They just seem really enthusiastic about the fact that we're here providing help. I think we're doing great things, and I think they really appreciate the fact that we've come all this way to help them out the best that we can.
During the 2-day exercise, the U.S. medical team, alongside some of El Salvador's best healthcare professionals and military personnel, were able to provide more than 1,250 people with free medical services. The people of La Poza lined up and braved the sweltering heat to receive various cares such as dental exams and procedures, as well as immunization, hygiene classes, and other general health care.
We've done something very positive, and that's what makes, to me, this worthwhile. It's hot, it's humid, it's not the most pleasant environment as far as the heat. The accommodations are great, it's what they provided us. But when you come out here and you make a difference in somebody's life like that, that's what truly makes it all worthwhile for me.
An elderly lady who collapsed due to an asthma attack and pneumonia was tended to by Medell personnel and medevac to the nearest hospital, possibly saving her life. Proudly reporting from Sotocano Air Base, Honduras, I'm Army Sergeant Robert Stevens, AFN Honduras.
A congratulations goes out to all members of the Army South running team who participated in the Army 10-miler race in Washington, D.C. in October. Team Captain Major Chris Burkhart fielded a team of 26 participants, including 12 runners from Joint Task Force Guantanamo. And that's all for this edition of the Army South News Update. For more stories like these, be sure to check out the Army South webpage and our social media sites at the link below. I'm Major Jim Bono. Thanks for watching.